All right, let's talk about something that so many families of faith run into. It's this really frustrating feeling, right? You feel like you're doing everything right in your spiritual life, but when you look at your finances, you just feel stuck. I mean, you've got a strong foundation, you pray together as a family, you share the same beliefs, you're really trying to build a life around what's most important. And you know what? You're genuinely trying to do the right thing. You work so hard, you make sacrifices for your family, you are absolutely committed to living out your values day in and out. But even with all of that, there's still that constant financial pressure, isn't there? That feeling of maybe living paycheck to paycheck, the stress of money that just, it never seems to let up. So what's the deal? What is actually going on here? Well, a lot of the time, the problem isn't what we think. It's this hidden disconnect, a gap between what we believe in our hearts and what we actually do with our money. And it's that clash, between our spiritual habits and our money habits. That's where all the tension comes from. And here's the absolute key to unlocking this. These two parts of your life, they're not on separate train tracks. Nope, they are deeply, fundamentally connected. And honestly, just getting that connection, that's the first huge step toward changing everything for the better. This really lays it out, doesn't it? On one side, in the faith column, there's this incredible trust in God for the future. You are praying for blessings, you have genuine faith that things will work out. But then, you look at the finances side, and that faith doesn't always translate into, actively managing the resources you already have right now. So here's the thing. When there's that gap between your faith and your actions, it doesn't lead to peace. It leads to confusion. It leads to frustration. It leads to that stuck feeling we talked about. And let me be clear, this isn't about a lack of faith. It's about a lack of alignment. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we close that gap? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in how we think about money. We've got to stop seeing it as just, numbers on a screen and start seeing it through this really powerful lens of stewardship. So think about it like this. Money isn't the goal. It's a tool. It's basically a report card for your discipline, a mirror that shows your real priorities. And here's the big one. It's a resource you've been entrusted to manage. I mean, if a friend asked you to look after something super valuable, you'd manage it carefully, right? With intention. Well, your income is exactly the same. This whole new way of looking at things really boils down to 3 core principles. They're pretty transformative. First up, we're talking about stewarding what you have. Second, choosing unity over division. And third, having discipline over emotion. All right, let's dive into each one. So this first principle, this is the bedrock. It's all about taking radical responsibility for what's already in your hands. It's so easy to pray for more, but the real power, it comes from managing what you have right now. Because let's be real, the hard truth is that money that isn't managed, it just has a way of vanishing. Poof. Okay, principle number 2. This one's huge. It recognizes that money problems, they're almost never just about money. They are relational problems. When you and your spouse aren't on the same page, that's where all the stress and the arguments come from. But the second you make that conscious choice to team up, you stop fighting each other and you can finally start fighting the problem together. And then there's principle 3, which gets right to the root of so many financial headaches, making decisions with our emotions. You know what I'm talking about? The impulse buys, the stress spending, that's the stuff that keeps us stuck in a cycle. But here's the cool part. Your faith already teaches you about patience. And when you take that same virtue and apply it to your money, that's how you build real long-term stability and strength. All right, so we've got these awesome principles, but principles are just ideas, right? How do we actually put them into action in our crazy, busy lives? That's where having a super simple, repeatable system comes into play. And listen, this is not about being perfect. Nobody's perfect. It's all about being consistent. And look how simple this can be. Seriously? You can start this exact system this week. It's just 3 core habits. First, pray together for guidance. Makes sense. Second, plan your money together. Give every single dollar a job to do. And third, just take a few minutes to review your spending each week to make sure you're on track. That's it. It's a simple rhythm that starts putting your faith into action right away. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Your faith, that's your why. It's like the compass that points you north, giving you direction. But it's the daily, disciplined actions, the small stuff, that's what actually paves the road and gets you to where you want to go. It creates the results. So what's the end game here? What are we actually aiming for? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not just about having a bigger number in your bank account. It's about something way deeper. It's about finding real, true financial peace. And this is so, so important to remember. Your family, you guys were made for so much more than just scraping by, more than that constant stress. You absolutely deserve to live a life that isn't defined by struggling with money. Think about it. You deserve more than those late-night arguments over bills. You deserve more than that feeling of dread when you have to check your bank account. You deserve a sense of calm, a sense of security. Bottom line, you deserve peace. And that peace, it's not some pie-in-the-sky dream. It becomes your actual, day-to-day reality when you make the choice to align your money habits with your deepest beliefs. See, when your actions finally line up with your faith, peace isn't something you have to chase. It's just the natural result. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. And be really honest with yourself here. When it comes to your money, what's your number one biggest hurdle right now? Is it a matter of faith? I mean, truly trusting that this whole process is worth it? Is it discipline? Just the simple act of sticking to a plan? Or is it communication? Really getting on the same page with your partner? Figuring out your starting point, that's the single most powerful next step you can possibly take.